So after watching the Cardinals and the Seahawks Sunday night, I must say the Cardinals have proved themselves, to me at least, to be a very tough team in the NFC. I mean, they really did look very impressive against the Seahawks, who, in my opinion, were my favorite team in the NFC, still are as of right now. But, I mean, the Cardinals came out and showed that they can contend with anybody on any given day. I mean, Kyler Murray and Deandre Hopkins, I mean, that might be the most lethal quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL. I mean, now that the Buccaneers have Antonio Brown, of course, him and Tom Brady are trouble, as well as, Drew Brees and Michael Thomas but Murray and Hopkins are up there with anybody. And when you have talent like that on the offensive end, anything is possible, especially when Murray is so fast on his feet when he gets moving. I mean, when you have a dual threat quarterback like that and a number one receiver, imagine if Lamar Jackson had DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I mean? It's really, really scary to go against that kind of offense, And they proved that it's 37 points against the Seahawks. That's pretty good. 4 or 5 touchdowns for Kyler Murray. I mean, 1 touchdown for Hopkins, I believe. Very impressive, very impressive. And the rookie from Clemson, Isaiah Thomas, proved that, that he's solid. I mean, came out with the interception in overtime to get the victory pretty much, saved the game for him. I mean, very, very big plays from the Cardinals all around. And, I mean, obviously they're in the toughest division in the NFL. All those 4 teams, now that the playoffs are organized a little bit differently, I believe all 4 teams have a chance of making it to the playoffs, and that very well could happen with how talented all of those teams are. But with that being said, the Cardinals, I believe, could beat any team in the NFC or maybe even in the NFL on any given night. I don't think they're the best team in the NFL, but I think they can hang with anybody on any given night. When you have talent like that, I mean, and the coach, Cliffsbury, whatever his name is, I can't quite remember. That's my bad. But he proved also that he can hang. He can make the calls and everything. I mean, overall, I was just very impressed with the Cardinals because the Seahawks, I mean, they did score 34 points. The Cardinals came out and they won that game, especially in the second half. They just looked incredible. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said. With that being said, the Cardinals really, I think they could take anybody in the NFC, and I really wouldn't be surprised if they made a dark horse run to the Super Bowl. I won't predict that for you. I definitely will not predict that for you. But they just seem kind of like the Tennessee Titans last year. I mean, until they played the Chiefs, it just seemed like they might be able to beat anybody and just make that run to the Super Bowl. I see the Cardinals maybe being the same way in the NFC this year. I mean, they definitely proved against the Seahawks on Sunday that they can win any given game on any given night.